Good morning, everybody. How are you today? I can see we are all fine. It's the grace of God. Yes. Thank you so much. Now, they've given me this topic, admission and admission processes in Nigerian educational system. If we want to look at it from the educational perspective, you discover that we have different levels in our educational sector. But the time given will not permit to do justice to all the levels. So I decided to limit my scope to the tertiary institution. That is the higher institution, the highest level of our educational institution. Of course, we have admission into the primary, we have admission into the secondary, we have admission into the tertiary institution. Okay, now, how many of us here are seeking admission into the tertiary institution? Please, can I have hands up? How many of us are in the university already? Okay, now. So I'm talking to experienced and those that are seeking admission. Okay, now that's going to be very good. Now, when you look at it, what is admission? What really is admission? It is like a permission to go into a place. And there are rules and regulations towards getting into a place, especially regulated place, like our higher institution. And our higher institution is a place of learning where you get certification. You get certified in the discipline you want to go into. So it is very, very important that today's topic is apt and relevant. Why is it apt and relevant? Because getting admission into university nowadays, you must be what? You have to be strategic. You have to be, it has to be intentional. And you have to be what? You have to be determined. Why do I say it is strategic nowadays? It is strategic because not all universities can admit 100%, not even 50% in the days we have presently. That is why you have people going into the distance learning, because the universities that we have presently that are doing full-time cannot what? Conveniently accommodate seekers who are wanting to go into the university. Now, when we talk about that, we talk about determination. You have to be determined to get into the university. Some of us do make a life, okay, others are going, let me go. Is that because others are going? That is why you want to go? No. You have a purpose. You have a focus. And you have to be strategic about it. Now, admission, like I said, is a permission to go into a place, a regulated place. And then the process is the act of accepting you into that place. Admission, permission. The process is the act of accepting you into that place you want to go into. And there are so many ways you can get into the university these days. Now, what are we talking about now? I said there are so many ways we can get into the university. Of course, there is a what? A common denominator. Which is what? Those of us that are what? That have gone there before. What is that common denominator? Thank you. JAMB. You have to go through JAMB. Now, for you to be able to go through JAMB, that is where we are looking at intentional strategic now. You go into JAMB website to check the what? The procedures. You go into the JAMB website to do what? To check the procedures. Because nowadays, like I said, many are seeking, but few are getting admitted. Strategic again, because there are some universities nowadays that are more of graduate students than undergraduate students. They are more of what? Graduate students than undergraduate students. What do I mean by that? We have a ratio of 60 to 40. That is, they accommodate 60 postgraduate students and 40 undergraduate students. Another thing you have to take into consideration nowadays, look at what COVID-19 did for all our educational institutions. What some universities are doing now is that they combine 2021 with 2021-22. Most of them are doing 70-30. So, they accommodate 2021 70% and accommodate 30% of 2021-2022. So those that are seeking to get into the university now in 2021-2022 session, they have to be what? They have to check the information about the university that they want to go into. Whether they are taking only 30% or they are taking 70% or they are taking the whole percent. You know, some didn't combine. Do you understand what I'm saying now? Some didn't combine the two sessions. That is why you have to get more information. Information is what? Is very, very important. In fact, it is germane to whatever you want to do in the university. You must have that information. Now, when you now get that information that, okay, this university is going to take 30% for 2021-2022, you now have to look around. Which one is taking more percentage? Because it means the university taking 30%, we accommodate less students this particular year, 2021-2022. So where do I have the best what? Advantage? That is where you should be looking at now. I'm not saying you should not aim at going to the University of Lagos. I'm not saying you should aim at not going into University of Ibadan. But let me tell you, my darling brothers and sisters, University of Lagos is taking 30% this year. And we've known that University of Ibadan, it's more of graduate school than undergraduate school. So you have to think. Now, seeking information about the best choice of program for you. Our mommies and daddies around may not like what I'm going to say. But you have to go into the website of the universities that you have in mind and then choose the course that you think is appropriate for you, not the one that mommy or daddy thinks is appropriate for you. Because you are the one that will do the study, not mommy and daddy. You know your ability, you know your interest. Interest is very, very what? Important. In fact, it is germane. Because after graduation, and you lose interest in that course, what next are you going to do? Even in the course you have interest, you have to continue learning. So for you now to rebrand yourself, it may take you a two-step back. So you must look for the choice of your own interest in the university. And there's another intrigue there too. You must look for university that, there are some universities that are known for a particular course. I say medicine, University of Lagos, University of Ibadan, University of Isuka, University of Ife, that kind. But in another case, if you say mass communication, you will think that University of Ibadan is not good for mass communication, but that of University of Lagos. Strategic now, you have to look at it. Do I have a better chance of going into University of Lagos or University of Ife? Another thing you have to take into consideration is that there are some universities that take only one sitting. Only what? Only one sitting. University of Lagos, you don't come with two sittings. University of Ibadan, because of the competitiveness, the 30% undergraduate, they will not even look at you. So you need to what? You need to get information on all these particular things before you do what? Before you go ahead to determine the choice of your what? Of your university. When you have all this information, you get your JAMB form, and then you are what? You are ready to do what? You are ready to sit for that exam. That is determination coming in now. And you must have at the back of your mind too that there are some scores that you have to, the level. You don't score 199 and you think you want to get to University of Lagos or you want to get to University of Ibadan. Because they all have their own cutoff mark. Even JAMB will tell them, cutoff mark is 200. They will tell you our own is 250. It is because of their competitiveness. I'm not saying you should not stay in Lagos. But what I always tell my students or anybody that come across me and ask such a question is that you are a child of God. There is nowhere that you are that God is not there. If it is for protection, who gives protection? It is God Almighty. I work in the University of Lagos, but it's only one of my children that comes to the University of Lagos. And she was just like, okay, I schooled in Yoyo, I schooled in this. I want my university outside of your state. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, when you look at it, that you must have only one sitting, and you look at your results, the grade you made is also very important. It comes into play when you do your post. You and post JAMB. Because after post JAMB, they will now look at, like University of Lagos, we look at your what? Your grade in your subject. If you have A, there is a mark for it. If you have B, there is a mark for it. If you have C, there is a mark for it. And so on and so forth. And they calculate and add it to your post JAMB. That is when they get your what? Your cutoff mark. So it is very, very important for you to be strategic about what? About the university. Ask, get information and all that. That is the specific, you must know the specific what? The specific requirement of what? Of the university of your choice. It is very, very important because not all of them take the same thing. You have private universities now. Their own requirement is different from all this our old conventional university. And then, if you don't want to go through JAMB, there is JUPEP for you. There is foundation. there is pre-degree. And when you pass your pre-degree, you can go into what? The 200 level. It is there they will regulate it with JAMB. The university, they know how to do it, to regulate it with JAMB. But you don't have to sit for JAMB. But if you must sit for JAMB, you have to be what? You have to be very determined about it. Because the subjects combination too is very, very important. Look at it. JAMB may give you some subjects that these are the combinations for what? For this course. My darling brothers and sisters, go into the university website and look at the combination for that school, for that university. Because if you don't get their own subject combination, that is the beginning of what? Of failure. They will not even look at you. So it is very important for you to get the what? The right information at the right time of the university that you have decided, you have determined to go to. Don't stop there. Look at the past cutoff mark of that discipline you want to go into, and then aim high to get more than that cutoff mark, because there is competition every year. And it is how they pass. They will draw a graph. When they draw a graph, it is then that they look at it and take the what? The cutoff mark. So there are so many intrigues when you come to it. Like I know, in the University of Lagos, if you have your cutoff mark, if you know this is the cutoff mark for this particular course I am going, and you cannot find your name, you can come meet me. We will meet the VC, the registrar. That is how easy University of Lagos is admission now. But if you don't have the cutoff mark, the first thing you look at is that is my combination okay with another course with my cutoff? Or is there vacancy? Because that is where the mistake comes in now. You will go and take the change of form and there is no vacancy in that particular faculty you want to go into. And then you will then say, but I have their cutoff point, but my name is not out. Did they declare vacancy? No. So if there is no vacancy, please don't fill that form. They will just take your money for fun. Don't fill that form. So you have to look at all these things before you say, okay, I don't have cutoff point for the course I want, but I have cutoff point for this course. Let me go and change. Have that faculty or department declared a vacancy? You need to know. It is very, very important. You need to know. So, you have made your choice. You've collected the JAMB form. You have done JAMB. You have to look for your what? Wait for your post UME now. I think University of Lagos is circulating the post UME dates now. So you have to look for it. And you have to read. The first thing, once it comes out like that, like I've explained, your grade in your subjects, they will look at the subject combination. If you don't have credits in maths, English, even if you want to read Yoruba education and there is no credit in maths and English, don't bother to take University of Lagos. Don't bother to take University of Ibadan. You look at it because they will not take you. Don't say because maybe it's Yoruba. What is the relationship of Yoruba and mathematics? They will not even look at you because they have so many people who are competing for that position and they have excellent results. So that is why I said you need information, and you need information. Okay, now, You have done that. You have you are ready for the post jam. You've done the post jam. What else do you need? The what? You now wait for the cutoff. And I've explained the way of the cutoff to you. That is, they will look at your jam, they will look at your post jam, and they will look at your subjects, your grade in your certificates, school certificates, before they grade you. So by that now, they will give you a provisional admission. The provisional admission, you have to do what? You have to accept. Majority of us, after getting the provisional admission letter, what do? We sit back in our houses, not knowing that there is a time fixed for what? For acceptance. So you need to accept your provisional admission. And again, there is no applicants that university will take now if you are not 16 and above at the point of registration. So if you think, oh, I'm going to be 2 years old in 2 days' time, no way. They will not register you. There won't be any registration. So please, even if you've gone through secondary school and you came out with flying colors at the age of 14, my darling brothers and sisters, don't attempt to go into, I'm not sure of the private university. But if you really want to go into the conventional university, you must be 16 at the point of what? Registration. So take that into consideration. And then don't forget acceptance of your what? Of your provisional admission. You register, and at the point of registration, a course advisor is allocated to your level. A course advisor is allocated to your level. What is the work of a course advisor during the registration? The work of a course advisor is to what? Is to advise and guide you on the courses you are going to register. On the courses you are going to register, so that you don't go astray. And your course advisor that is allocated to you at that point in time will guide you from that 100 level through to your what? Maybe 400, or at case maybe 500 level, until you graduate. I don't think any university will pass on course advice students to different course advisors at different levels, because they want the course advisor to be able to monitor your what? Your progress. And then when you have a course advisor is like a mother, is like a father to you in the university. If there's going to be any problem, run to your course advisor before it starts. If you know that something is not clear to you, run to your course advisor before it is too late. Because most of the time, students run into problems because they have not been carrying their course advisor along. You know, it is not their only job. They have to teach as well. They have to mark. They have to set exam, do so many things. But if you are the one that is going to class, if you feel that a lecturer is like wanting to be what can I use now? Wanting to be picking at you all the time, run to your words, to your course advisor, and explain. Say, sir, ma, I don't know what is going on. And then that course advisor will be able to ask some questions and tell you whether you are the cause of that subject of picking up. Because some of us, because that is our freedom, first freedom out of home. Nobody is going to wake you up in your hostel to come to class. But coming to class is what? Voluntarily compulsory. Coming to class is what? Voluntarily compulsory. Because there are set rules before you can sit for exam. Your attendance in class is like 70% in my own university, some 60. If you don't attend class up to 70%, that lecturer has the effrontery to come to exam hall and walk you out. It will just tell you out of this exam because you have not what? Fulfilled one of the requirements of sitting for what? For exam. So all these things you have to note. And some of us, you come to class, you drag your feet. Some of us, you come to class, you come in very late so that people may notice you. Of course, if you want people to notice you, your lecturer too will notice you. And again, what I want you as Christian students is that you dress well to class. Some of us, we go to class not dressing up properly. You will get noticed. There is no way. And people like me will send you out of my class. I will tell you to go and dress up properly and come back. So, you need to look at all these things when you are determined and when you are intentional about your admission. Am I going there to study? We all know that work and no play make Jack a dull boy. Okay? But do more of studying and less of what? Partying. And when you have done that, you make your what? Your course advisor, your father or your mother, my darling brothers and sisters, you are good to go and succeed. You are good to go and success is surely yours. Another thing about it is at the level of registration that you pick your friends. Pick your friends. Don't let your friends pick you. It is very, very important. You don't let your friends pick you. You pick your friends. Because the way they see you with your friends will determine the way they talk to you. If your friends are the ones that are all over the university, they will think you too, you are all over the university. But be a student that is all over the university when it comes to getting to lectures at the right time, getting to doing the right thing, and making sure that at the right time you excel. That is the most important thing. So, the next thing after registration is what? Is matriculation. That is when you are fully a student of the university of your choice. Matriculation. Once you are matriculated, the only thing that can get you out of that university is whether you commit a crime. Because the university is what? It's also a place where you build character. So, it is important for you not to commit crime. It is important for you not to cheat in exam. Because if you cheat in exam, you are looking for rustication. Your mates will graduate and you will come back 2 years after them. And if you are not rude to lecturers, because that too is another crime in the university. So, my brothers and sisters, the Lord said, go and shine. So once you have followed this and you have followed due process in the admission process, nothing is going to stop you. All you need, like I said, is be strategic about it, be intentional about it, and be determined about it. God bless you all.